about the mysterious gaze of Saturn as it continues its retrograde journey. A journey that actually began on July 13th in the fiery sign of Aries, where we were asked to confront our personal power, redefine our ambitions, and break free from the inherited expectations. But now, as of August 31st, Saturn is spinning backwards into Pisces. It's still spinning, but from Aries it transfers into Pisces. Now, Pisces is a sign of dreams, depth, and dissolution. This shift marks a turning point. We are no longer refining our outer goals. We are instead being called inward now. Saturn in Pisces is asking us to rebuild from the inside out. So to reflect on the emotional and spiritual foundations that we've built. To examine what's quietly shaping our choices, our healing, and our sense of self-worth. Saturn, which is known as the wise elder or the teacher of the sky, doesn't rush. It teaches us through time, through boundaries, through the slow unfolding of the truth. It also tests our resilience. And now, as it is swimming backward through Pisces from August 31st to November 27th, it is imploring and asking us to revisit the structures that we've built around our dreams, our healing, our spiritual lives. Now, Pisces is the sign of the mystic, the poet, the empath. It dissolves the walls and invites us into unity. But Saturn is known for building walls, boundaries. It defines, it disciplines, it demands clarity. So when these two energies meet, especially in the retrograde motion, we are asked to do something profound, to bring form to the formless, to give shape to the work of our soul. So let's walk through this retrograde together. On July 13th, Saturn began its backward dance at 7 degrees Aries, but now it has re-entered Pisces, landing in the mystical nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada, a star known in Western astronomy as Gamma Pegasi and Alpha Andromedae. These stars shimmer in the constellations of Pegasus and Andromedae, evoking themes of transcendence, sacrifice, and cosmic wisdom. Now, this is basically a portal of karmic review, your own karmas. Old patterns may resurface. And these old patterns actually resurface. The emotional echoes from the past seem so clear. You hear them once again. For me, it came as a dream, which I felt was so recent, vivid, and quietly profound. I was standing in the courtyard of my ancestral home, watching its walls being rebuilt. The air was thick with dust and memory. My mother was there, her presence calm and grounding, guiding the reconstruction with quiet grace. Here I'll just mention, I lost my mother 20 years back. So it wasn't just bricks and beams. It was a lineage, legacy, and love being restructured. I woke up with a deep ache in my chest and a clear message. Saturn is asking me to rebuild, not just the physical, but the emotional architecture of my roots. To honor what was and reshape it to what I visualize for myself and what can be. Now, from August 16th to September 30th, Saturn, when it is moving through 22 degrees to 18 degrees in Pisces, this is the heart of the retrograde. A time of emotional withdrawal, spiritual recalibration, and deep inner work. So if you felt foggy, fatigued, or strangely nostalgic, this is why. It is because Saturn has moved into Pisces, or is slowly spinning back from Aries to Pisces. So Saturn is asking us to slow down and listen to our conscious. Pay attention to the dreams and even to the emotional echoes that seem so vivid. Then from October 1st to November 10th, Saturn dips into the 18 degree to 15 degree Pisces, stirring our ancestral healing and purification. You may feel called to revisit family dynamics, generational patterns, or even past life themes. This is a sacred time to honor your lineage and release what no longer serves. Around 11th, Saturn stations at 15 degree Pisces, hovering in stillness. This is the pause before the pivot. This is the pause before it starts going direct once again. So a moment to integrate all you've learned. And finally, on November 27th, when Saturn turns direct at 0 degree Pisces in Purva Bhadrapada, a nakshatra of transformation and spiritual fire. Expect the breakthroughs. A sense of clarity is gained, a sense of readiness to move forward with new integrity. So, how do we work with this energy? We slow down, we journal, we revisit our spiritual routines, we ask, we question ourselves. What are the illusions that I'm still clinging to? Where do I need firmer boundaries in my emotional life? What creative or healing work needs structure to truly thrive? So, this is a beautiful time to reinforce your energetic hygiene, recommit to rituals that ground you, revisit contracts, spiritual, emotional, even literal, and ask, do they still serve me in the best of my interests? Let's go a little deeper. Let's talk about what actually needs to be done. How to use the Saturn retrograde productively. Audit your foundation. Look at the emotional, spiritual, and practical structures in your life. Are they aligned with your truth? Saturn retrograde is the perfect time to revise, rebuild, and reinforce what supports your growth. Create gentle discipline. Pisces can blur boundaries, but Saturn asks for clarity. Set small, soulful goals. Create rituals that are consistent but compassionate. Think. Daily journaling, weekly check ins with your inner child, or a structured creative practice. It means whatever you journal, just go back to see, are you ticking the boxes? Revisit your past with a purpose. Old wounds may resurface, not to haunt you, but to be healed. Use this time to reflect, not ruminate. If ancestral themes arise, honor them with ceremony, storytelling, or even physical acts like tending to your family home or altar. Strengthen emotional boundaries. Pisces is a very porous sign. So Saturn helps you define what's yours and what's not. Practice saying no. Practice saying yes with intention. Let your empathy be wise, not self-sacrificing. Trust the timing. Saturn retrograde is not a spirit. It's a sacred slowdown. So if things feel delayed, trust that the universe is helping you build something lasting. Anxiety often comes from trying to rush what's actually meant to unfold. So don't rush. And most importantly, do not fear this retrograde. Saturn is not here to punish you. It's here to parent you with love, with structure, with truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to face what's asking to be felt. So let this retrograde be a season of soulful renovation, of rebuilding from the inside out, of honoring your roots while planting the new seeds. So let's meet Saturn not with dread, but with devotion. Let's walk into the fog with lanterns lit. Let's trust that what's being restructured now will hold us for a couple of more years to come. So rebuild yourself from within. And like I do this small little ritual whenever Saturn is retrograde. You basically need a small bowl of water, which is a Pisces element, a stone or crystals, which is Saturn's grounding, a candle to represent clarity and inner light, and your diary with a pen. Create your sacred space, light your candle, place the bowl of water and stone before you. Sit quietly and take 3 deep breaths, imagining Saturn's rings gently encircling you with protection and with wisdom. Reflect and release. Hold the stone in your hand. Ask yourself, what emotional structure in my life feels unstable? What boundary needs to be rebuilt with love? What ancestral story am I ready to rewrite? Speak your answers aloud or write them in your journal. Then gently place the stone into the bowl of water, symbolizing your willingness to soften and restructure. Remember, these small little rituals that we do actually help us focus and concentrate on what actually needs to be done for the moment in order to embrace these energies. And this ritual can be done anytime from now to November. Anchor your intention, close your eyes and repeat the mantra below. Let it settle into your body like a quiet promise. And the mantra that I normally say is very simple. It says, I rebuild from within. I honor the past, but I do not live there. I trust the slow unfolding of my truth. My boundaries are sacred. My healing is structured, soulful, and mine. So you say this with complete, honest intention. Feeling the Saturn's retrogrades stirs something deep within. And I'm sure you all must be feeling something deep within. So if you're navigating emotional shifts, ancestral themes, or simply craving clarity during this cosmic slowdown, I'd love to support you. Visit my website www.dollymanghat.com to explore personalized guidance, rituals, and reflections which are tailored to your chart and your journey. Let's turn this retrograde into a season of soulful rebuilding together. Saturn's been stirring the soul soup, bringing up old stories, deep emotions, and ancestral echoes. So now, Mercury is stepping in with a Virgo ladle, ready to season your thoughts with clarity and ritual. My next video drops September 2nd, so stay tuned for practical magic and soulful strategy. Always stay blessed.